The song that's playing right now is like so slow that I feel like I'm gonna just like fall asleep.
Definitely in a coffee shop, man. That's coffee shop music.
And the problem is I got a hot drink, so I can't drink it all to like wake up. I'm freaking
Drink
exhausted,
all of
man.
All of it right now. Just chug it.
It's hot, man. I'm gonna burn my tongue.
So she got something cold.
It's a freaking tired, man. I think my body just like it needs a lot more sleep right now.
You trying to rebuild?
Trying to rebuild and
Like Cell?
And yeah, man, like Cell. I'm trying to go final form. So, excuse me if I sound a little weird, because I feel like I'm even more nasalier. That's not a word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
It might be a word.
I feel like I'm more so than normal.
Nasal.
Because like my nose is essentially not working. I mean, it was already shit before, but it's just not working. Because my nose is like basically broken.
Yeah.
I think by now on Instagram I should have probably posted some pictures of it. So I will.
So tell them what happened.
So basically, I went up against like Sagat from Street Fighter. Some dude did like a flying tiger knee on my nose, and just like shattered, dude. It was like a waterfall. Like I didn't feel anything at first, and I was like, I was like shaking it, like I was moving to see if like it felt anything weird, because I heard a little pop. But then people around me were like, "No, we heard a cracking noise."
Like a crack, like when I drop an egg, or like when I drop a window.
It was kind of like when you drop an egg, but way more intense.
Oh.
It's like a. The fuck was that? Anyways, it was like a clack, like that, and so I know I heard it, but it was inside my own body. So,
Right.
But apparently a lot of people heard it.
Like how far away from you were they?
Dude, the kid's mom who did it to me, she was a good like 20 feet away. She was on the other side of the cage.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, because they have like a cage that separates like the mats, and she was on the other side of the cage, and she said she heard it when I ran to the bathroom, but I was checking my nose, and it felt a little fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a section of my nose that have play in it, like movement, lateral movement that didn't before, and I was like, that's a little weird. And then the kid was like, "Oh, you're bleeding." And I like kind of touched the bottom of my nose, like, you know, where your nose holes are, right? And so I was like covering those, and he's like, "No, on top." So he cut me a little bit on the top of the ridge. And then I think when I went to touch the top of the ridge, I must have just like loosened up whatever was already fucked up. And I just felt like a waterfall was coming down my nose, and I was like, "That's not good." And so like I plugged up my nose, and I just remember just looking at my hands, it was like bloody, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." So I had to like run to the bathroom before I literally leaked all over the mats. Yeah, so I was trying not to bleed everywhere. I'm not a big bleeder either, but that was a lot of blood.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was a lot of blood, man. Luckily, my blood coagulates pretty quick, so it closed up. After a couple minutes of just holding some towels in there, I was able to get the bleeding to stop. But
And you went home and slept off the concussion.
yeah, it was a long story, man. I had to I was like, all right, let me go to urgent care, because people were like, oh, maybe they got to straighten it out, right? So I went to one urgent care. They were already closed, because apparently urgent matters only happen from like 9 o'clock to 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's the only time it happens.
It's like, what the fuck? So then I drove to another urgent care after I confirmed via Google that they were open. And I get there, and I'm like, hey, are you guys able to do like a face scan? And like, no, we only are able to do like limbs, like arms and legs. I'm like, great. So then I Googled, there's no other place nearby, anywhere near. So then there's an emergency, one of those like little small emergency rooms, like separate from a hospital. And I went in there, and they basically just gave me a slap in the ass and were like, get back home and you'll be good to go. Like the reasoning behind it apparently is that the ENT guys, the otolaryngologists, or whatever the fuck they're called, they're like the guys that specialize in ear, nose, and throat. That's why it's ENT. They recommend that you just let the swelling go down, and then treat any sort of like misalignment, because you won't know. I mean, you could do a scan and prove that it's broken, but if they try to realign it when it's swollen, you won't be able to really tell where the alignment is. So essentially, unless like what they'll have to do is that wait until the swelling goes down, and probably some healing will occur, and then they'll have to just kind of pop it back into where they need to pop it back into.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I assume. See, I assumed wrong all these years. I assume when your nose broke, they're like, "Oh, it's broken. Let's fix it real quick," and they just snap it back into place. Or they're like, "Hey, do you want like a weird looking shaped nose, or like how do you want it to look? We can mold it right now." Like
I want a
Play-Doh."
Vanderlei Silva nose.
Yeah, I want that really fucked up nose the Penguin has on Batman, like something like that. I thought they could mold it or whatever. So if you want like a Bradley Cooper nose, like okay, we can do it for you right here.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, or Ryan Reynolds nose, whatever. Whoever knows you want, whatever. Thought they could do it, but apparently you're telling me they don't. Then you said they didn't even check you for a concussion, which
No, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, do you have any ringing or do you have any like dizziness or like any nausea?" And I'm like, "I have a little bit of nausea, like a little bit."
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go to bed tonight, and I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna wake up tomorrow." You know what I mean? Like, fucking A, man. Like, either that was a shitty ER, or I guess that's just
Yeah, man.
medicine, and I'm not aware of what the
I
procedure
don't know.
is.
Well, I mean, you slept off the concussion, so that's good. That's what.
I'm glad I woke up. Fucking A, man. That's, dude, in all honesty, I'm going to be 100% real to you right now. Some real talk shit. That's my worst, like, fear. Like, of death. I'd rather die some fucked up way than die. And this is some neurotic shit, right? But I'd rather die knowing that I'm going to die versus, like, thinking, oh, man, all right, tomorrow I'm going to get up early. I'm going to get some Donkey Kong Country in. I'm going to get my workout in. I'm going to choke some fuckers out. And then I'm going to, like, get a good viewing of, like, Independence Day or some shit. And then just go to sleep. And then just die. Like, I would hate for that to happen. That is my, like, worst nightmare. Like, leaving things up in the air. It's like trying to juggle, but you just didn't try. You just let those balls fly up and then drop.
Hey, man, that's how you gotta go out. You gotta go out peacefully.
I don't know, man. That's my worst thing. I hate that idea of thinking you're gonna wake up. Like, the concept of sleep is kind of fucked when you think about it. Like,
Dude, the Matrix program we're all linked into can only handle so much.
ugh.
The Anunnaki, who set it all in motion, and linked us into the mega computer that we're put into, have us on all different sleep cycles.
But think about it, though. Like, think about it. Think about how crazy the concept of sleep is. You agree every day for a few hours a day to give up consciousness, to just lay there.
I'll fucking go to sleep right now. I'll give a fuck.
Like, it's interesting concept where you're just giving up consciousness for like hours on end and assuming you're gonna wake up every
I
morning.
don't know some shit. I close my eyes. I'm like, that's it.
I don't like it, man.
I'm like, deuces, homie. Deuces, world.
Ugh.
See you soon, Anunnaki.
I got no goals for you.
I got nothing for you.
So ultimately, yeah, that's what's going on with me, man. My first broken nose. This will be my second broken body part.
Say appendage.
No. I broke my wrist when I was younger.
Oh, yeah, the gay-ass rollerblading incident.
Damn, you're just throwing shade at me for no reason.
What? That was gay.
What? I fell, man. I was doing back in the 80s. Rollerblading was a shit. All right, you wouldn't talk shit. It was
When were you rollerblading?
like circa 2000.
Blading.
No, I was like,
rollerblading.
no. It was,
Circa 2000.
it was no. 2000 we would have been high school. We were in junior high. So what? 95 or some shit.
I think it was like 99.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying. I rollerbladed. I was doing some extreme shit with my rollerblades, dog. I was jumping off of buildings onto other buildings, like some New York shit. And then I accidentally landed on my wrist.
Dude, oh, fuck. I remember...
What happened? All right, I'm going to be honest with you. This is actually what happened. I was rollerblading, and then some putty men came in. And so I had to, like, one punch man a putty man on my
is that how you did
rollerblades,
it?
and he broke my wrist.
I don't know who started the rumor that when you did that,
Probably
somebody started
you,
the,
motherfucker.
What? No.
It's your
Somebody
fucking
started the
face.
rumor that you broke your wrist jacking off. It spread like wildfire.
It's probably you and Alan. You and Alan were probably coming up with that as you were deep throwing them. You're like, oh, that's a good idea.
Honestly, I don't think he was smart enough to come up with that. That seems like some genius shit I would
You're
do.
your butt lover, Alan, from back in the day. I had to straighten you out from that fool. That dude was trying to get you in his gay mafia circle.
I was gonna say before, whatever happened to that dude? How many kids do you think that dude has now?
That dude's busy right now working at Chipotle real hard.
That's probably true. It's probably you haven't seen him at Chipotle. All the Chipotles we've been to.
That dude's always a weirdo.
There's working in a warehouse.
I don't know, man. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm surprised we have not seen more people from.
Because we came out of the ghetto. Oh, hold on, GTA moment's happening.
No kidding. Sounds like they got 5 stars. That's a fire truck. The guy probably stole the fire truck.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, it's coming down, so it's probably like 3 stars now.
He changed the color of the paint in his car. Anyways, before that, first thing, we moved out of the ghetto, so that's why.
Yeah, but you would think a lot more people would also move west.
No, I wouldn't.
Are
I
you
wouldn't
gonna
think
stay
that.
there? One of these days, we should just go to like the Walmart on that side of town.
There's
just to
some
see who
Funko
we
Pops
find.
I want over there. We can do that tomorrow, actually. I was actually going to do that earlier today, but then I was like, I'm only me.
We're taking your car.
I'm only me. You know, what if a roaming gang of
Wild dogs. Just
wild dogs come attack me? By dogs, I mean minorities. What if a group of minorities come and attack me? And so, yeah, man. No, but before that, back to rollerblading. I had a PlayStation. I remember I always bought like the cheapest games because, you know, we were poor still. So I had the PlayStation. That of itself was a miracle that I had.
Uh-huh.
So I always had like super cheap games. I had like $5 or $10 games. So one game I had was called Too Extreme. And it was just like all the extreme sports like rollerblading, biking, like snowboarding.
What system?
For PlayStation.
Oh, okay, okay.
And yeah, when your rollerblading incident reminded me of that game. And the game was actually kind of legit. Like you'd like go like rollerblading or something, and then
a random park or whatever. Kind of like
Well,
Tony
like-
Hawk. Kind of like
yeah,
Tony
it's
Hawk?
kind of like that, but except it was a big race. So you were like racing like other people. So it was like 20
Really?
people, yeah. And then you just like fight to get the first place. And you can like punch people and you can like kind of do tricks.
Oh, that kind of sounds familiar now that you're
Yeah.
saying it.
So it was. I mean, it was shit. Don't get it like. It wasn't winning no Game of the Year award, but it was interesting, and I remember it. So
And it's really funny how I've gone back now to play games I used to love, and you go back and play them, and you're like, wow, that game was shit. I mean, it was fun at the time, but the graphics were insanely bad. Imagination had to play a role here, because I remember thinking about the game and thinking, man, it didn't look bad. And then you go back and you're like, wow, everything's a lot more pixelized than I remember.
yeah, so far there's a few that I've gone back and played. Like these still kind of hold up. Maximum Carnage, that one holds up, but then that one's mostly cartoon. So like it's only so
I don't think I
fucking
played that.
pixelized a cartoon can look. Surprisingly, what's it called? Primal Rage looked actually pretty decent. Remember the dinosaur one?
Yeah.
That
Well,
one
you
looked
played it.
alright.
Played on your channel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should look for that.
Oh,
That were on
dude,
fire.
hopefully this week, if I get it out, I'm going to do like a highlight video or like I guess it'd be a highlight video of the Double Dragon final episode, but I'm going to condense it down into like all the funny shit. I found I downloaded it, so I'm going to do it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to
From my channel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit's hilarious.
The whole thing's hilarious.
But you got to go through a lot. Like, it's a 20-minute video. People aren't going to sit through all that shit.
Should. The Gen Ed students will be super thankful.
Just give them the link to your shit.
They do. They have it. They
Oh,
watch
okay.
it. They're like, you need to upload more. I'm like, yeah, no.
You should upload more. Stop thinking about that bullshit.
You know, I always wondered, because we're right by a drive-thru, if they can hear the conversations we're having.
I wonder that too. We'll find out one of these days. Anyways,
I mean, she hasn't told us, like, hey, we can hear you, so stop.
no, she can't hear us. The person at the making
Drive-thru?
the drinks can't hear us, but maybe the drive-through people can. But there's also car and radio, so I doubt it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, man. So what do you think about this? Like, so this past week, there's a Vegas shooting.
Oh, yeah, we got to give a shout-out to all the people who died this week. A lot of people
Was it-
died.
how many? It was like 58.
Oh yeah, those people. Whatever. Anyways, more people died too. Tom Petty died. Ralphie May just died.
Ralphie May died. Dude, I mean,
Uh,
don't get me wrong. Ralphie's a young guy, but I think the weight was really a big thing. Like, he had
Yeah,
pneumonia, I think.
yeah.
Struggling with pneumonia, and maybe that's what got him. I don't know, but Ralphie's a funny guy, man. And I will say this, like, he's come on a lot of podcasts that I listen to, and, like, everybody that talks to Ralphie's, like, says that he's, like, the nicest guy. Like, he's one of those dudes that he'll go somewhere, and he'll tip a motherfucker, like, 2 times the amount of the bill. Like, he's one of those guys.
Mhm.
He's a super nice guy. And I mean, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that he came up like really poor, like Joey did when they were struggling as comics.
Mhm.
And when he got money, he started kind of giving back. So it's kind of sad. It's sad because I mean, you heard him on podcasts. It's not like he was an old guy. Like, he just sucks. You gotta take
Yeah.
care of yourself, people. You gotta take care of that meat bag.
Mhm. Yeah. Then yeah, all the people in Vegas died. Which
That's
is
crazy, man. That fucking dude just shooting up. I mean, I haven't done too much research because once again, I don't watch the news, but I haven't found clear video of like the flash, the muzzle flash from the.
I can fix that problem.
You're like, I got it right here on my
I got
phone.
it
I
right
downloaded
here.
it.
I got it right here.
You're like, I'm going to show you my Venn diagram of the angles of the bullets
Yeah,
that I
the
made at home.
trajectory. I got trajectories.
You're like, you know that scene from Dark Knight Returns where Christian Bale shoots the gun and then the bullets go into the brick, and then he's able to check how they shatter and then puts them together back in that computer. He's like, I did that at home.
We have to go to this.
What is that? Ja Rule and Ashanti live. Oh snap! What's love got to do with it? Got to do with
It's
it.
about us.
Wait, is that
It's
the way it
about
goes?
trust.
That's not the
Yeah,
other song.
something like that. What is it? I don't know. I'll search for it real quick.
So,
But, yeah.
so like, what is like? You know, what's really funny. I was watching the video of it, some videos of it, and like, people were like, "Oh, those are gunshots," but they were so far away sounding. It didn't sound like what I would expect like a gunshot to sound like, especially those big semi-automatic rifles. I don't. I mean, I guess it maybe sounded different live. Cause like automatically from that video, I wouldn't think it was guns, but. And like I saw pictures of where they had the strip laid out, and they showed like where the guy was in relation to the concert or whatnot. And it seemed
Yeah.
like he was pretty far away, or is it just look far away and it's actually closer than you think?
It looked kind of far away, man.
So I mean, he must have had some pretty high-powered rifles to go that far, right?
Yeah.
Because no handguns getting all the way down there.
No, he had big rifles.
You hear what's going on with the Dan Blinsarian guy?
No.
So apparently he was there.
Uh-huh.
And apparently he had a like a, I don't know if it's a Vine or a Snapchat or one of those Instagram stories, but he's like running away and he's like, I saw a girl's head get blown off right next to me. He's like running to his car or whatever. And then like there's another one he does like minutes later, and he's like I grabbed some guns from the house and I'm heading back. I'm like, what are you, Rambo? What are you, like a high level sniper? First of all, I don't think anybody at that place realized where the shots were coming from. You know, most people are like trying to get down and stuff.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's like, what you think you're gonna be able to scope out this dude? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got an impressive gun collection, but I don't know if he's got the kind of artillery to be able to take this guy down from a freaking hotel room. Secondly, it's like, how sure how sure are you of your ability to make that shot?
Yeah.
Or the calibration on your guns, because there's people in rooms probably above and below him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I just seemed douchey. I think at that point he was probably in shock, and then he realized the video he put out, and then he's like, "Oh, I better bring back my man card and say I'm gonna go back with my guns."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But apparently he was there. I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, like at that point, I don't really think you can do like anything.
All right, son. You got enough time. You've been spending too
Yeah,
much time doing
no,
this shit.
yeah, it's taking too long.
So, anyways, yeah. So, what do you think about it? So, what do you think of these like people talking about gun control?
Yeah, man, they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to really put a law into effect now. It's
mean-
almost like somebody wanted that to happen.
Well, look, okay, if we're playing devil's advocate here,
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's hilarious. I think if we're playing devil's advocate
I
here,
saw it.
like ultimately it's kind of a little weird that these things happen and then we want to do gun control, right?
Yeah.
Because the what is the conspiracy theory guy in me like thinks of like people trying to get rid of people's guns, right? Like I'm not a big gun guy. I know there's a lot of people who are big gun guys. I'm not a big gun guy. I'm also not against the idea of guns.
Mm-hmm.
I think that our forefathers that made the Constitution had enough foreshadowing because of what they went through to realize that once you're under somebody's rule, whether it's government or monarchy, ultimately, I still do believe that when it comes to humans, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And there is a point where you will have to revolt against the system. And without guns, that's going to be a very difficult thing to do. Especially in this day and age with the type of technology that we have and the amount of technology specifically in weaponry. I mean, we talk about protesting nowadays. Like, how are we to, if for some reason, right, people decide to revolt against the government, how do you expect to defend yourself if the government brings in tanks?
Yeah.
So, I also am not of the mindset that if you give 3 kids like Legos and one kid grabs a Lego and he shoves the Lego through another kid's eyeball, then you decide to take everybody's Legos away because this one fucked up kid fucked up with his Legos.
Yeah.
There's some fucked up shit with his Legos, right? So are we to punish everybody for the sins of the one? That's another kind of personal conversation to have with yourself and discussion to have with yourself. Once again, I'm not a big gun guy. I'm not like a fucking NRA guy. You know, I don't really give a shit either or what you decide to do. But ultimately, it's a very tricky situation because if I was a conspiracy guy, and I'm not really, but if I was, you could totally see this being a planned event where the government does this kind of shit in order to put the lobbies in for the gun control and removal of guns from private citizens, and then from there you get to the point where you have a defenseless
Yeah.
population that really can't do anything against the government. So I get that as well. I think it's a weird situation. But I also can't say you should punish everybody for the sins of the few. I think we definitely need better approval processes for guns. I think we need probably some psychological background checks. I think if you've got certain issues, health issues, you probably shouldn't have guns. And I think we're in a state specifically where it's so easy to get guns.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
could do person-to-person sales here. I mean, it's pretty insanely crazy. And once again, I don't care either way, but I think limiting
So we have
yourself.
open carry laws there?
Yeah, yeah. Like here, it's not a big deal. Like Boski was saying, how when he came out here, he saw people with like guns all the time, and I don't see it all the time. But like I saw it the other day, I was driving home from work, and this biker was on his bike in the HOV lane, high occupancy lane, so that means it's like a freaking Mustang. Sounds like shit too. Anyways, this guy in the HOV lane, he had his gun like on a holster on his belt while he was riding his motorcycle down the HOV lane. And for me, it's like, like I don't care either way, but I also don't trust myself for that gun not to fall out.
Yeah.
Like, what if you fall from the bike and you lay on the gun? Is there a chance of accidental discharge? Because I do hear of people who think they're talking about us. They're talking about us inside because they're just looking over here and laughing.
Probably want to know what we're doing.
They know what we're doing.
The one knows, the other two don't.
What's that?
The one does, the other two don't.
Yeah, the other two are new. But anyways, I don't know, man. Back to my point. So the guns, there are some guns from my limited research where some have the mechanism, the little hammer that hits the back of the bullet. Some of them are built into the guns, and some of them, if you drop them, they will go off because they're built into the gun. Like you'll see some of the newer like Glocks where they don't really. I don't know if specifically the Glocks, but you know. The Glocks, when you look at them visually, they don't have a hammer that goes back when you pull the trigger and hits the bullet.
Yeah.
Like it's built into the chamber.
Yeah.
So I hear that's a higher likelihood. And I'm like, look, man, I don't want to get to the point where like if I fall off my bike, I accidentally shoot my leg, you know,
and
but
just bleed out right there.
and just bleed out. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
well, that was what conspiracy theories were saying. That they're like, well, that was very convenient. All this stuff happened. And I was like, yeah, I see that. I do see that, definitely.
it's definitely a
And then-
possibility.
I mean, even the NRA was like, well, yeah, we agree to, they were like, yeah, we agree on, like, there needs to be, like, reform in gun controls. And I was like, right there, you just, like, moved gun control laws, like, miles ahead of what it's been for, like, years.
So what's the deal though? Like, I mean, I thought the whole point was to get rid of the high capacity magazines.
Yeah.
Did he have high capacity magazines?
Yeah, he did. I think he had like huge, like high powered rifle too, or automatic rifle. So yeah, they got the NRA on board for gun reform. So there you go. That was like one of your major obstacles, and they're on board for it.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, if they're okay with it, I have no pros or my freaking phone's being stupid. I have no
They're on to you. Break it.
right. No kidding.
Throw
They-
it away. We'll get you a new one.
We'll get you a burner phone
We'll get
from
you a
now
burner
on.
phone.
I don't
from
care either
Subway.
way, but it's just fascinating to me, like the concept. So did you hear now that we're on the topic? Did you hear about this Marine guy?
What
That
did you
was
do?
so. This Marine dude apparently was at the concert. I think. Don't quote me on it. He was at the concert, and I guess when the gunshots went off, like this guy's, he's a Marine, so he's got some combat experience, and so he like jumped into fucking like survival mode, and I guess somebody must have like wanted to go into their truck, and then they heard the shots, and I think they just took off. So he saw that somehow, and he like took the truck, and he started like loading people on it, and like taking them to hospitals.
Huh.
And like he'd go back, and I guess he took like over 30 people to hospitals or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah. So you didn't hear about this?
I think I heard something briefly about that.
This dude's a fucking stud, man. Watch, look. I'm gonna show you his picture. This dude, if he wasn't getting all kinds of tail, is just about to receive all kinds of DMs. This dude is about to get free pussy
You're
for about
just-
13
you're just-
years.
Okay, this is okay. The government did that. You're telling me?
You see how yoked this guy is?
Yeah, I do see how yoked this guy is.
This guy, like, I can wash my clothes on this dude's ass.
You're telling me this physical specimen just happened to be here?
To the new super soldier. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that dude. That dude
So
kicked in.
confirmed conspiracy.
That dude kicked into. They're locked.
Yeah,
They're
it's
done.
9:30.
Oh wow, it's late. Anyways, yeah, these dudes like came into or this guy apparently like just turned on his military training and
Yeah.
stole this truck and just started loading people. And I guess the somehow I guess he told the news, or somehow some people found out about it. Maybe the people that were taken to the hospital told the news about it. And the guy who owns the truck sent him a message or whatever. He's like, "Hey, dude, I think you have my truck." And he's like, "Yeah, I got your keys. If you want them, let me know. We'll meet up." And he's like, "All right." He's like, "No worries. Don't worry about it." Like, as in the owner was like, "Don't worry that you stole my truck. I'm not pissed off. Just if you can just bring me my keys." And he's like, "Yeah, whenever you want. I have it."
I don't believe this story.
Hey man, look it
I
up.
don't believe this
Dude,
story
it's
at
hella
all.
coincidental.
It's very coincidental.
It's hella coincidental. But you gotta admit,
That-
if this dude was not getting, if this dude was not receiving straight spread eagle DMs, he's getting them now.
It's literally
Just because of this photo and the story. Because I'm gonna show you right now.
It's
I'm gonna go into this
literally-
coffee shop and tell these girls about this story, and show them this picture. And I bet you the story's gonna go out the window and the picture's gonna take over. And then the story is gonna we're gonna remember the story. And all of a sudden they're gonna be like, I'm gonna find this guy on Instagram.
dude. That's super coincidental.
In fact, I think I'm gonna use this dude's thumbnail. I'm gonna put my head on his body.
That story is super coincidental, man.
Yeah, man.
It's like literally you saying, so you're going to your girl's house and you're like, look, I know I'm late, babe, but what happened was, so I was coming home, I was coming here because I love you so much, but then I stopped to get you flowers, but then what happened was Dany Targaryen was there and she was just bent over. And right at that moment, I slipped on some jam that was on the floor, and I just went into her, and my pants fell down, and I just ended up Khal Drogoing her, and yeah, that's why I'm late, and that's why my pants are dirty. That's literally what you just told me. That's that story you just told me.
Look, man, it happened. It happened. The dude is a hero. He's a national hero. He's gonna,
Yes,
I'm sure,
yes,
see
yes.
some sort of award for it.
Yes, yes.
If not by recognition of this country, by the thanks of many happy women because of the services that he provided to all those people in the
So
hospital.
far, that's the most far-fetched story I've heard. The Anunnaki one was more believable.
Oh, come on. The Anunnaki is more believable.
Yeah, that's super coincidental, dude.
All I'm saying, man, is that dude just jumped in and he did what he had to do.
So I was
Good for
at,
him.
so-
He deserves every bit of those DMs.
So I was at Subway, and then the Dragon Radar fell down, and then magically, when I opened my sub, all 7 Dragon Balls were there. That's literally the story you just told me.
Oh, come on.
Literally what you just
on.
told me.
Come on.
I don't believe it. Sorry.
All I'm saying, man, is that's what everybody's saying.
Okay.
That guy's a badass, and you're just jealous because you're not going to be receiving the level of DMs that he's going to be receiving.
I wasn't gonna receive the level of DMs he was getting anyways.
With his rock hard abs. That dude
Yeah.
literally looks like a bad guy in the Arrow series.
He does. I'm sure he'll be on Arrow this season.
Yeah, man, that dude is quite yoked. He's in good shape. That guy.
A little bit.
Well, let's talk about another hero, Derek Lewis, man. I mean, I don't know if this is a PR stunt, but he lives in Texas, and I guess when the Texas hurricane hits, he was like taking his giant ass 4x4 truck, which, by the way, those gigantic trucks are only useful in those situations.
Yeah.
And he was like helping literally get people out of their houses and putting them in his truck and then taking them like to safety or whatnot. He was giving away food and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That dude's a badass. Like if that's not like a PR ploy, that dude's a fucking badass.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing that in Texas because they'll have those big trucks over there. So they were doing. A lot of people were doing that. Like there's this one dude who had one of those big airboats. You know, like one of those ones that have the swamps with like the big fan.
Oh yeah. Like the
So-
ones that you see in Florida with the
Yeah,
alligators.
yeah,
Yeah.
So one. Now, first thing, I'm not sure why that dude had that,
I was gonna say in Texas.
but he had it in Texas. I mean, I guess there's swamps in Texas. I don't know.
I think it's the water.
So he had that, and that dude was like going into like the flooded areas and like pulling people out, and they were like using this other dude's like dump truck, and they were putting people in the dump truck and like getting them out of the flooded areas. So
That's
a
awesome.
lot of people down there were like working together.
Yeah, but my point is like that's great, and don't dismiss any of that. I don't want to dismiss any of that, but this is also like
That same fucking Mustang.
probably he's just driving around here trying to show off. I'm not trying to dismiss what any of those guys are doing, but also keep in mind that Derek Lewis is like a professional athlete who has a fight coming up. You know, like imagine you hurt yourself like in the middle of doing some shit like that,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like you got a fucking 240-pound killer you got to try to wrestle with.
Yeah, that's true too.
So either way, I think it's still awesome though.
Yeah, no, him doing that is pretty cool. Because like, how many people were doing that? You know, like Joel Osteen wasn't doing that.
Nope.
Joel Osteen didn't even want to open his church.
That dude's a fucking joke, man. But you know what? Anybody that follows that dude, you've already got like your bullshit meter is broken. Because I saw that dude the first time I ever saw that dude. I saw that dude and I was like, that's the slimiest looking weasel I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like that guy has a slimy face on him. Like one of those fake evangelical people. Like you know when you saw like True Blood or any of those shows like from the South where there's like people, or like Justified where there's like people like in like little huts that are like trying to heal people by pressing their hands on them. That's what that guy is. He reminds me of how seedy those people are.
Yeah, he is.
Just gross. I can't stand it. But if you can't detect that guy's gross with his books and his like, doesn't he have like seminars too?
Yeah.
And like,
he has a few things. He has a couple things.
It's just like my issue with like the Catholic Church where they have like all of this money.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see a Catholic Church and sometimes they have like gold plated shit. And I'm like, hold up. You got a Pope Mobile that's gold fucking plated. But yet, like, the places around the Vatican are poor shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, come on, man. Same thing with that fucking Weinstein dude. He's got his gigantic fucking house, and he's got boats, and he's got, like, the giant church. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, people in Texas will be fine. Well, Jesus will provide for them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, that's how Jesus did back in the day. He was like, yo, Peter, where are we going next? And Peter was like, we're going to Rome. He's like, oh, and Jesus was like, the good parts of Rome or like the poor parts of Rome? Because I only go to the rich parts of Rome.
Good parts, bro, you got to get the good shit from me out here.
That's what's up.
He's like, by the way, my feet don't touch the ground. You got to carry me there.
That's right. And then Jesus jumped in Paul's arms and carried him there.
Because Paul was like Bane, right? He's
just super yoked.
Oh, shit.
That's in the back of the Bible.
The stuff that got edited, right? Like recently in the King James version?
Yeah, it's unreleased. That's a mixtape part 2.
That's one you got to decode, right?
Yeah. It's all in Latin.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, so I got a story for you, man.
All right, go. Hit me with your story.
I'm going to try real hard during this story not to generalize races or genders or whatever. But if I do, excuse me because I'm quite passionate about this. Mm-hmm. I have the ability, like I said it on Instagram the other day, like if I had one superpower, besides apparently the ability to take a knee to the fucking face and it not like really affect me, been the fact that I can rant like a motherfucker. So this is probably what this is going to be. I was at fucking Fry's earlier. If you don't know what Fry's is, it's like a grocery store, like a better quality Walmart or like a Bashas' or I don't know whatever the heck you guys got in whatever part of the world.
I think you named all stores that are here.
Well, they got different stuff
Walmart.
like in different
So
the country.
I think Fry's other place is called Kroger.
Kroger.
You might have that.
Or Winco,
or
wherever the hell you shop.
Piggly Wiggly.
Wherever you shop. But anyways, so I went into this lane. I didn't, I'm doing my weekly grocery shopping. So I go into this lane.
It's nothing but meat and condoms.
and wet naps because I'm a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm checking. I picked this lane because there's nobody there except like this lady, and she's like almost finished checking out. She's got her. Oh, I shouldn't have said lady. Fuck it, it was a woman.
Yeah.
Then she had her kid in the car, and she was checking out.
Cart.
Her cart. Her
She had a
cart.
kid
Her
in her
card.
cart.
Yeah, your cart. You're right. My bad. She had a kid in her
She
cart.
had a kid in her car. Kid was dying.
Oh, apparently, that blow to the head did damage me a bit more than I thought. So she's talking to the counter lady, and I'm unloading my stuff. And then she's checking her fucking phone for something. I don't know what she's doing. And then she apparently, before I got there, she was telling this lady how she forgot this formula for the kid. And she's like, "Oh, I need this kind and this and this, and it's got a silver top, and it says this." And I'm like looking and I'm like, you're literally gonna make the cashier go all the way to the baby section to get you your freaking formula because you forgot? Are you fucking joking me right now? I'm checking, like, my shit is already on the conveyor belt. I don't want to put it back in the cart. So I'm like, fucking A. I just being patient. I'm like, center yourself, Jonathan. Get back to that room where Jiren was fucking training and by himself, right? Get back into that stasis.
Right.
And so the cashier lady, sweetheart, man. Sweetheart. Didn't complain. Didn't even make a fucking face, okay?
Okay.
She goes all the way over there. And she brings her these 2 tubs, which, by the way, credit to the customer. She did tell her a silver top. These did not have a silver top, but maybe it matched the wording that was on the thing. And so she comes in, and she's like, "Oh, are these it?" And the lady's like, "No, those aren't it. It says this and this, and it has a silver top." She wouldn't fucking budge. She kept looking through her fucking phone, and she made that lady go back and get the right one. She comes back with more, which, by the way, by this time I'm almost like 10 minutes in. She comes back, shows her 2, and she's like, "Oh, it's this one." And I'm looking real hard, by the way. I'm fucking looking. It doesn't have a fucking silver top.
What?
It had a different color top. And I'm like, and I almost butted it. I'm like, I thought you said it was a fucking silver top. What the fuck? I'm like, I would have gotten you the wrong one. You're making this lady go back and get 3 or 4 products because your lazy ass doesn't want to go back to get your own freaking product.
Well, that was my thing. Like, why were they? Why did she go get it? Like, I didn't know you could do that.
She's probably trying to be nice, but for me, it's like, go out there and get your own product, because I've gone through the baby section quickly, by the way, not trying to look at anything.
Yeah.
But then I go out there and I don't there's like a million products. Like, I don't know what the specific thing that you're getting for your baby even is, let alone what the difference between the different tops and the colors and the whatever the formula. Like, to me, all that junk looks the same. Okay. So why would you make this lady go back there twice? Dude, she didn't even fucking flinch. She was like, "No, that's not it." And then she, like, fucking stares at her like, "Are you gonna go back?" Dude, I almost went ape shit on this lady.
You should have.
I was like, dude, what is wrong with you, you self-entitled C-word? I'm like, seriously, it's like, dude, how self-entitled are you that you're making this lady, first of all, go out there to get your shit because you're a lazy bitch and you forgot to get your own fucking products while you were shopping for your products. Problem number 1, right? Problem number 2, you made her do it twice. Cunty move. It's a cunty move to make her do it twice because your lazy ass forgot. Thirdly, you're making me wait now because you're an inconsiderate fuck, right? You're making me wait. Number 3. Problem number 4 is where she came back with the product. She's like, that's right. She scans it. Then she fucking finally finds the thing she needed on her phone, which was a coupon for the thing that she made her go get. And then after she scanned her phone, which I'm surprised it worked the first time around, because, you know, that's always a fucking problem. Then she came out with another, like, manufacturer's coupon that's like a freaking check where it has to run it through the machine in order to print the back of it. I'm like,
why didn't you get your stuff and go to another lane?
because at this point it's like I'm either too deep or not deep enough, or I'm either it's gonna happen right away where I'm gonna go next, or by the time I unload my stuff, she's probably gonna find the right thing, bring it back and scan it and go. Everything else was bagged in her cart, by the way. Everything was bagged and ready to go except for this one freaking thing that she didn't have, that she made this poor woman go twice to go get. I would never do that. Not even if I had triplets with me, I would ever do that. I would park my shit on the side and be like, "Can you look after this? I'm going to go get the shit I forgot because I'm a responsible fucking adult. And I'm not trying to make other people, while they have jobs to do, hold off for my own stupid shit that I should have gotten that I forgot to get."
Now watch these triplets, stranger.
No. I would have taken the triplets with
Oh.
me. I would have left my shit front. The people at Starbucks are looking at me like, dude, I
You're
think he's
crazy?
going ape shit.
Yeah, you're crazy. You heated
They're
about
probably
this.
hearing me from inside. They're like, wow, he's really passionate about grocery shopping.
Super-
He really likes his grocery shopping.
Super heated about it, dude.
I just,
See,
dude, oh man, I can't stand
why did you
selfishness.
move?
I can't because, but like I said, dude, by the time I got all my stuff
Why don't
back
you just
off
push her out of the way?
just Spartan kicked her out of the way.
Just tip her baby.
Just
over.
be like, get out of here, get out of here. Just shitty Simulac or whatever you got.
Just smush her baby's head.
Oh man, I was so pissed. I'm over here like I looked all jacked because my face is jacked from this broken nose, and I'm like, I'm willing to risk going to jail right now.
Dude, why don't you do self checkout?
Honestly, I was going to. The problem is like this lane is empty. This lane this lane was empty, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go next because it's empty. But when I got there is when this lady was like, oh yeah, it's this kind with a silver top. Ultimately, it had an orange top, by the way. Just for your
Maybe
information.
She's colorblind.
Yeah, colorblind, stupid. Freaking stupidity is colorblinding her. That's what the problem is.
Oh man.
Oh
Damn,
man,
dude,
that's my
you're
freak.
heated about that, man.
Dude, I'm pissed. I was pissed about it because I'm like, there was a point where I was pissed, and I was, first of all, I'm pissed because I put myself in that woman's position and realize that like she can't say anything. Like she should go above and beyond. Like her manager would want her to go above and beyond for the customer service aspect of it. I'm not an employee. I'll tell that lady to go fuck off. I don't give a shit, right? But her baby was around too, and I was like, I don't want to traumatize this baby. But at the same time, man, I was getting heated because I'm like, you made this poor woman go there twice to get your bullshit.
What if people keep thinking they're open because we're out here?
Oh, maybe they're probably like, can you guys leave? We're getting more customers. Dude, I could have swore Starbucks stayed open longer.
This one, we're in the podunk little town over here, so
They stay open. They
They
close at
close
9
early.
o'clock.
yeah,
It's hilarious, dude. I'm gonna ask them if they're like, can hear it.
yeah.
They're like drunk in there or something. Like they were just laughing over random stuff. Anyways, yeah, that's my shopping story. That's happened literally hours ago. I was not having fun. I felt, first of all, felt bad for the lady, and then afterwards I was just like, and you still have the fucking wherewithal to bust out the coupons.
So there's
Bye. Like, you guys still have the wherewithal to come out with your freaking coupon and then your manufacturer's coupon, and then what else you got? Like, you're gonna write an IOU? Are you gonna pay with check?
I'm surprised she didn't pay with check.
I'm actually surprised she didn't pay with check. Like, write a check, and not just like had the check ready. Like, she then would open up her checkbook and then start writing the check.
Start writing it out. Starting to write.
I
everything.
would have flipped the cart over. and just been like, you need to leave before I turn to the Hulk.
I'm telling you, man, you should just push her out of the way. Let her know what's up.
I was not happy, man. I was not happy. I was not a happy camper.
No, apparently you were not. I can't believe how heated you got about that. Although
Because-
I can believe it because you're. I mean, they took up your time.
Dude, look, I'm a goddamn adult, man, and I'll admit it if I fucked up and if I didn't get something. Look, you and I just went to Walmart and we were about to buy something, and I'm like, dude, this one's jacked. Let's go get another one. And I went, and you and I went, and we got another one.
Right.
And then went back to check out and did it. We didn't go to no customer service person like, excuse me, this one's damaged. Can you please go get me one?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. I'm a goddamn grown man. I can go get my own shit.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why I said, even if I had kids with me, I would take my freaking kid with me to get the product that I need. Because I'm an adult. And I can admit that I fucked up. I fucked up. You know how I fucked up? Because I didn't grab the shit that I should have had on my list to grab the moment I had it. Fucking an Audi, not bad. Not mad at that. So that's my fry story, man. I might be a little passionate about this though.
Damn. Damn. I thought they wronged you. How,
Didn't they though? Didn't they? I think they did.
right.
I think they
how
did
long
wrong
did this whole ordeal take you?
Dude, it probably took me 10 minutes. Maybe more. I don't know, man. I was fuming, so it could have been longer, it could have been shorter. Who fucking knows? All I know is that it shouldn't have taken me 10 minutes when I got into a line that had nothing on the conveyor belt. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
That
man.
does make sense.
That's the whole reason I picked the line. Otherwise, I would have gone with the self-checkout. I just ranted for like 20 minutes about freaking checking out
Hey,
about
man.
some lady in her, what is it, Simithol or whatever the hell that fake
I don't know, man. I don't know.
boob, that fake boob milk, whatever the heck that shit's called, Similac. I think it's called Similac,
I don't
actually.
know, man. I don't know what that shit is called.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever that is.
I think I've been ranting all night, man. What do you got going on? What's going on with your life? Apart from you listening to me go ape shit about some lady buying her stupid ass Similac. And you know what? I don't care if she's buying Similac, all right? All right? First of all, her kid looked a little too damn grown to be drinking Similac. That's the point. That's the fucking epilogue here. Epilogue? No.
Epilogue.
But that's not the point. The point is that I just can't believe people are so inconsiderate and so fucking selfish that they're like, "Oh, can you give me this? I forgot it."
Should've
And then
been
to
like,
have
no.
the fucking balls to be like, "That's not the right one. It was a silver top. Silver top." And then it comes back and she's like, "Oh, this is it. It's just, it must be an older version." I was like, "Bitch, the fuck it is. You said the silver top. You take the one with the silver top." Anyways, I cussed a little bit too much on that segment.
A little bit. It's all
on
good.
that part of the podcast.
It's all good.
I'm fiery, man. It's that Mexican blood. It's that fieriness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're surprisingly heated about that. I thought like somebody almost hit your car.
If I had some coals in my hand during that time,
Or-
I could have probably crushed them and made a diamond.
I thought somebody might have hit your car, or
Like
somebody
that Arthur fist came out a lot.
or somebody tried to I don't know, Muay Thai kick you.
Actually, I wasn't even upset about the fucking broken nose. I was pretty cool because it happened. In all honesty, Ryan, shout out to my boy Ryan. Earlier in the week, I was rolling with him, and we do this drill where we gotta try to like pass our guards. And so I was going in to try to move this dude's legs, and Ryan kind of went back and put his legs kind of around me like he was gonna lock me in, pull guard. And I was gonna use my hand to like post up, but my elbow got to his face a lot quicker, and I smacked his face with my elbow, and I made his nose bleed. I didn't break his nose, but karma sometimes comes back way harder. And today it did for me. Or not today, like yesterday, it did for me. And my fucking nose is broken.
There you go. No, my week's pretty chill. Nothing eventful. Although I did remember right now, I was checking my phone. They called from the Improv. They gave us tickets.
They called me too.
I was like, I don't want to go.
They called me too, and I was like, I'm out of town.
I was like, no, I'll take them.
You always take them, and then they don't give them to
Yeah.
you, and then they're going to stop calling you. I tell them they're out of town. I'm out of town, and they call me occasionally. They don't call me as much as they used to. They used to call us at least once a month. They call me, no. They used to call us like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now they call me maybe every other month.
Yeah, they call me for whoever was here this week. I don't know.
The problem, too, is that the guys that we like, or at least the guys that I like and we've gone to in the past, they're getting better, so the prices are getting higher, or they're going to different venues.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill Burr, and I think Joey now is starting to go to the what's the other one, the bigger one in Scottsdale, I think.
Oh,
Stand Up Live.
Stand Up Live.
They're starting to go there.
I have to go there to see how that one is.
Yeah, but we don't
Maybe.
get comp tickets there.
Hey, man, you gotta pay for your tickets, or else you get shitty service.
I guess that's true. Hey, man, last time we went and we're like, yo, dog, can we sit back there? And we got the better seats. I don't like being I don't like being shoulder to shoulder with people. I have a really large.
Bubble, personal space bubble.
Oh, I was gonna say dig, but you. I'm just fucking with you. I was gonna say bubble. I have a really large like personal bubble.
Leave
and
a
so
comment down below.
send me those.
let them know what's up.
No, but I have a really large like personal space bubble. So when I'm shoulder to shoulder with people, man, that irritates the fuck out of me. It takes me out because then I'm like, dude, I can hear you're breathing a little rough. You might want to do some cardio during the week.
Especially the last time we got like two fat people. I was like, how the fuck you want us to fit between these two?
That's true, man.
And I was like, okay, I'll try to squeeze in here. I was sitting sideways the whole fucking time.
Yeah, you're sitting sideways, and then like, I hate when the tables are so close that you get your food and the guy next to you is like looking at it like he's gonna try to paw for it.
Yeah, well, we're sitting next to those two fat people. And I want to be fucked up. They're a little overweight, like 200 pounds overweight.
200 pounds overweight.
I was like, you can't have these fucking nachos. These are mine. First thing, these nachos are way too expensive and they're not that good. But we need to order something because we're here. Second thing, don't breathe on my food because I hate when people breathe on my food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like going there. It's way the fuck over there now.
Yeah, I can't stand that. That's another reason why I fucking hate Cheesecake Factory. Because if you're two people,
I've never been there.
you never been there. If you're two people, they'll sit you in tables like that, like close to where I've gone there, and the people next to me are having a date, and I'm like, just kind of listening and seeing how the date's going. I'm like, yo, bro, you fucked up. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Compliment her dress. Like, to the point where the tables are so fucking close where I'm like, shit, I don't have salt on my table. Yo, bro, can I reach for yours real quick? It's right there. Mind if I grab it?
I've never been there.
I just need to shake it on my food real quick. I'll give it back. It's 4 inches from you.
I've never been to Cheesecake. I've never set foot inside a Cheesecake Factory.
The food's decent portions, but you got to go with more than 2 people because then they'll give you a booth. Or just lie to them and tell them it's 4 people, and you're like, they canceled on me. My bad. Can I have this whole shit for myself, though?
That's terrible.
I can't stand that, man. I can't. Especially if you're on a date.
Streets of New York is kind of like that, I think. Motherfucker, they closed.
Oh, that's funny. People are still going through the drive-thru.
You stupid?
Well, this Starbucks seems like it closes pretty early, man.
So lights on.
Actually, no, it's not bad. It's actually normal closing time for Starbucks. It's actually... This caffeine must be kicking in. Yeah, man. I hate that those tables are too close. I hate that so bad. Especially if you're on a date and then you're trying to reassess, like, if your date's going good, but then you know the people around you are, like, also paying attention to your date. Like, they're rating your date. And, like, once you leave, they're going to be like, oh, Kathy, what did you think of the people next to us? You think they had a first good date? You're like, I don't know, Steve. She kind of was not giving him the right body language. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm on a public date. Like, I'm dating people, and other people are going to be there to be my lifeline. So if shit goes down, I'm like, did I mess up, bro? Bro, was that a fucked up comment? I told you, Stephanie. That wasn't a fucked up comment. My new bro here. What's your name, bro? What? Connor? What the fucking name is Connor? Anyways, Connor here tells me I was fucking right. I was in the right there.
Yeah, no. I think, what is it? Streets of New York or something like that? That's like that. It's like you sit real close to each other like that. Because I went there a few times.
I don't like it.
I'm like, 2, please. And then, it set us like next to somebody else who's on date. I'm like, how's yours going? I'm gonna get some over the pants dick touching later. How about you? What's up with you? What are you doing? Nothing? Yeah.
Dude, that was one of the places I ate at the vacation spot I went to. They had a fancy restaurant like that, and they sat me in one of those tables. Fucking bugs are trying to eat me, and they feel that I'm weak because of the broken nose. Anyways,
is that what it was?
So
trying to give you that Zika.
They sat us in a table like that, and the people next to us were on a date. They were like a married couple. Dude, I kid you not. For the first 20 minutes, we were talking to those people about what they had and what they recommend. And then after they brought us our food, we had to do this weird, like, enjoy your dinner. We're going to continue our night. But I still can probably, like, touch you if I halfway extend my elbow.
What's up? What you guys doing? Oh, eating? That's cool.
I was like, what do you guys recommend? They're like, oh, we recommend it. And then we ordered that, and they're like, oh, how do you like it? And then they brought it to us, and they're like, oh, how do you like it? And I'm like, I was like, oh, it's good. Thank you for the recommendation.
That's cool.
I'm like, can we have a like a blind system here? I mean, can we do something?
Like really, I'm not. I'm just trying to carb up. I'm gonna go raw later. So
Damn, this means straight up like savage with them.
yeah,
Yeah, yo, bro. I got nothing.
I'm just trying to carb up. I'm trying to go raw later. Like stop talking to me. I'm trying to rub this one out, the easy one out before the hard one.
I haven't seen that episode of Family Guy. I'm
Oh
trying.
my god, that's the best episode ever. What is he? I think Lois is like, oh Peter, we can go on a date or something, cause like somebody's gonna watch the kids. He's like, oh okay, cool, Lois. He goes, I'll be back in a little bit. She's like, where are you going? She's like, oh. He's like, I'm gonna go rub out the easy one before the hard one later.
Dude, that's a true thing though. Like, if you get one out, like the second one, ladies, if you're curious why your man lasts a little longer, but maybe he gets the first one out. Because after the first one, like, I don't know what it is. It's just so much harder to orgasm after the first one.
Yeah, I've done that shit.
And so, like, the second one, you're like, oh, no, I call this one the sensu bean. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to put the fear of God in you.
It's like, wow, that was 20 strokes, huh? Like, yeah, no, that was just first round.
There's the
Second
warm-up.
round, 197. What?
Nah, dude. Next one's like, you're going to beg me to stop. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You know what I'm saying? That car's driving backwards in the
drunk,
ATM.
That's why.
You literally, like, unless he's got a JDM car where the driver's seat is on the passenger side, I don't know why he would go through that ATM like that. Anyways, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's another podcast, another week of us talking mad shit, and hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of it. Once again, all the shit that always helps out is sharing, liking it. Tell your friends about it. They're having a bad day. They want to laugh at horrible shit, or just listen to me rant about some dumb shit that happened to me at Fry's. Share it with them. It might lighten up their day. Maybe give them a little smile. A little like, he did not just say this. Anyways, whatever horrible shit.
Said all of it.
Whatever horrible shit we talked
Said
about.
all of it. There's no way around it. We said it.
Share it. Be a pal. I'm trying to think of some funny shit that, not funny, but some shit that you'd hear like on Channel 8, where it's like, oh. Anyways, I got nothing. So, share it, tell your friends about it. This is definitely not a podcast for kids. Don't tell kids about it. Kids are already fucked up as it is. They're already learning too much as it is from the internet.
Or maybe you should tell your kids about it so they're not so soft and gooey.
So next week we'll come back with some more mixtape fire roar. What do you call your mixtape?
That Rome fire.
That Rome fire.
Damn, son. Fucked that up real good, you did.
And once again, I'm still open for any sort of relationship advice questions. If you got some real bad shit going on in your relationships, and that's badass. If you got some really bad relationships scenarios, if you're an asshole.
It smell like food out here.
It does smell like food. It's probably the Mexican food back here. Hit me up. Shoot me an email. DM.
The DMs, as
You know what I'm saying?
Jose.
Send me like a screenshot of like a notepad that you wrote your story on that I can read out loud. That's pretty cool. So yeah, send those over to us and we'll read them on the air. Of course, we won't say your name, and we'll give you advice, really fucked up advice, and probably some good advice too that you can.
I give you straight 100% good advice you can use in everyday life.
So he says. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys next week.